Hey friends, let's talk all about starting your homeschool year off slowly. Hi, and welcome to Happy Plan Homeschool. My name is Tanya. I'm a homeschool mom to 4 kids. I don't know why I have to think about that like every time. I have 4 kids, ages 3, 5, 8, and 9. We have a pre-K, a kinder, a 3rd grader, and a 5th grader going on this year. I feel like I have all the things. If you didn't catch last video, I talked about my homeschooling goals, and the more I got to talking to my husband about it and that feeling that I talked about just being so overwhelmed, I got to thinking why? Why? And the thing is I had planned us doing a slow start, but I still kind of in my head had this expectation of us doing school every single day of the week. But that's not what I planned for. So expectations in my head, what I had on paper were just 2 different things. And he reminded me that I do a slow start in order to, one, figure out how long it's gonna take us to do something. Because I don't know about you and your guys' homeschooling, but when we start off a school year, we are extra slow. I'm not joking. A lesson takes us double the time sometimes, those first few weeks of school. And we just are slow. And I need to know how long something's gonna take us, so that way I can get a good schedule in for we can plan for the school year, and I do not set us up for failure, I set us up for success. So he's like, I don't understand why you feel so overwhelmed. You are in your slow start. And I was like, oh yeah, right. This is just almost like a trial and error period. It's the time that my kids are starting to learn what's expected of them this school year. It's the time that we introduce all of the curriculum. This is the time that I allow for interruptions more than normal. If things come up, someone says, hey, you want to come over today and go to the pool? I'm more likely to say yes during this time than I am any other time of the school year. So I had to remind myself of that. And here's why I think it's important to have a slow start to your homeschool. One, you don't come in and just expect all the things right away. Not only can you mentally get prepared, but so can your kids slowly but surely. That first week, we added in math, we added in read-alouds. And that was it. That's all we did for the first week. And honestly, we only did it 2 or 3 times that week. Then the next week, our second week of our slow start back, we added in grammar, we added in journal writing, and more of our Bible deep dive that I want to get into with our spine, which is my father's world, Rome to Reformation this year. And you know what? We did 2 days. One of the days I just had a really bad day. I just mentally couldn't handle it. Then the next couple days I was watching friends' kids and they're staying the night, and all the things just kind of happen. And that's okay. That's why we do a slow start. Next week, we'll just pick up and try to do the exact same schedule, and hopefully we'll make it through the whole week. But not only do your kids get mentally prepared, but so do you. I get so exhausted, mentally drained when we start a school year. And this helps me, you know how before game you need to kind of get warmed up and stretch out? This does this to my brain, so that by the time we're in all the subjects, I mentally am not exhausted every day. Don't get me wrong, there's gonna be those days. So that's really important to me, is to mentally get prepared for not only yourself as a homeschool teacher, but as your kids, so they can slowly know what's expected of them, and you don't come in like dictator mom, this is how it's gonna be. That does not work for us. If it works for you, I'd love to know your tips, because I have found that going in slow just kind of helps. Next up, it helps make my schedule. Like I said, this is the time I figure out how long things take us. So are my expectations for the school year realistic to be able to get all the things done I want to get done before lunch? I really don't know until we start doing this trial and error. And so now that we have 2 good weeks full of our slow start, which is literally 5 days worth, if that, I feel like I can mentally be like, okay, this is the times I want to do stuff, and I can implement it next week. Therefore, I can really get a feel on setting us up for a good school year or a bad school year, and I'm not going in the beginning saying like, this is how it's going to be. I have that flexibility. So that's why we do a slow start. I want to figure out how long it takes us to do things. I want my kids to slowly start feeling like they're mentally getting back into the groove of school, but I still want that flexibility because it's summertime. And I just think it's important that we both have that for them and for me. It reminds me of like even getting into the pool, like no matter how hot it is, and if the water's really, really cold, you still slowly, you know, like I'm that person who just kind of dips my toe in. I'm not gonna walk on the steps, and then maybe I'll get halfway in, and then maybe I'll take the plunge all the way off the diving board. I don't ever just dive deep. That's just not my personality. I'm a planner, and when these last 2 weeks did not go as planned, I was like, inside and feeling so overwhelmed. But then this weekend, as I'm like trying to get our schedule and really map out times of like our routine and what I really would like to happen on the best of days, I realized, oh, these last 2 weeks were so beneficial because we took that slow start. And yeah, I am really rambling in this one, but I just wanted to make a video all about slow starts and the reason why we do them, because I truly feel like it's one of the main reasons that sets us up for a successful school year. I had planned for the first 3 weeks of July, this 2020 school year start, to be our slow start. We're 2 weeks in, and like I said, we've done a good 5 days worth of school, if that, but mentally it's helped. It's got us all in the groove. It starts thinking about things, getting us up early. Side note, but my son, who is 8, he won't be 9 until February of next year. He is starting to sleep in late. And as we're like slowly getting back into bedtime routine and all of this stuff, like at a decent hour, he's still sleeping in till like 9 o'clock. And I'm like, wait, you throw off all of our schedules. Like, I just have been super blessed and had kids that has always, well, blessed and cursed, I would say, but like have woken up at 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock on a routine, like all the time. And I've never had to wake them up. So in the comments below, if you have older kids or kids that like to sleep in, please give me your tips. As a homeschool mom, I want to be flexible and I want them to be able to get that sleep that they need. But then there's a part of me that wants them to set an alarm and be responsible. And I go back and forth. And I mean, he's only a 3rd grader, so I think I want to let him sleep, but then when everyone else is awake, and I love starting our days together, like we eat breakfast together. I'll come out with my homeschool schedule when I know what it is before like I blurt it out to you guys. If it's not working, I don't want to share it, but majority of the time we eat breakfast together, we do our Bible, we do our calendar time, and we do memory. We've done this for the last few years, all at the breakfast table, and then we'll split and do our own thing sometimes, but I want that time. And so I feel like I am such a type A personality that I like when everyone's doing like the same thing at the same time for the most part, or like sometimes like I'll work on spelling when my son is doing math, and then we'll switch, you know, but it's still that block of time is for those 2 things. Yeah, I don't know. I would love to know what you all do. I really need some help on that one. Because I mean, like I said, we're only 2 weeks in, so I don't know if it's going to stay, but he can sleep in, and that's, like, I want to start, like, by 8:30 and be like, that, you know, let's get in and get out. So, all the things we're just trying to figure out on this slow start, but I'm definitely, now that, like, I've gone through the roller coaster of the beginning of the school year for us, of things interrupting our school time, of trying to figure out, like, the kids' attitudes and them knowing what I expect of them and trying to figure out that groove. I am so grateful we do a slow start. I honestly believe, I don't know if I could ever do it any other way. So I just wanted to share what we do and why we do a slow start. It really comes down to expectations and mentally being like warmed up, I guess, like getting my brain back into thinking all the things. So hopefully you guys got some tips and just some reasons why we do a slow start. And if you guys do a slow start, I would love for you to leave me a comment. Let me know the reasons why you love it or don't like it, or if you tried it before, all the things, and we'll catch you in the next one. Bye, friends.